Texting secrets. Train your clients and your staff to save you time and make you money. Here at Mastering Law, we are dedicated to helping you master the business of practicing law. Great quote to start everything. Success is not a matter of mastering subtle, sophisticated theory, but rather of embracing common sense with uncommon levels of discipline and persistence. Patrick Lencioni. Our focus here is always on doing what works, finding simple things that will make your practice easier on you, better delivery of services for your clients, making sure that your staff knows what's going on and is doing their part to help you, keeping it simple, but also common sense and doing what works, changing everything overnight if you find a better way to do things. Now, what about texting? I tell you, text messaging, if it's used right, can revolutionize the way that you communicate with your clients. Think about how handy it is for you and your significant other, for you and your children, your parents, whoever it might be, to just get information out, to not have to stop what you're doing in court to answer a phone call, but to get a message, hey, can you pick the kids up? Hey, can you get whatever this is on the way home from the store? Can you help me out here? I've had a flat tire. So-and-so's gone to the hospital. Great ways to get information directly to you, and we use it in our personal lives. And for some reason, attorneys seem to be afraid, many, of allowing their clients to have the same ability. And at first I was, and I learned that as I shared my cell number and as I shared my particularly encouraging texting to me, I didn't have a problem with it. And if I had a problem, I handled it the right way. Now let's jump into, of course, we all know what texting is. It's a very simple, but it's an unutilized technology in most law firms. Most lawyers shy away from using texting. It is effective for quick, short information delivery. People read their text messages almost always. I mean, most people really do appreciate text. They use text. Even if they don't think about it, they realize they don't have to pick up the phone, go through all the introductory stuff, try to hear a conversation over things that might be going on around. They might be at lunch and they don't want to have to stop their conversation, but for a minute to check, make sure there's not a problem, and if there is, deal with it. But again, a very effective way for short information delivery. Also, it is a way that you can share data. You can link to documents. You can share photographs. You can update calendars. And in fact, I do that all the time with my clients, and I get them to share information back with me, linking to data that they've gathered from me, sharing photographs, particularly if you're a personal injury lawyer, you're a contract lawyer, you're dealing with someone and their bad problems with a work site, and they happen to have photos and can actually show you just what's going on, where the contract is breached, the problems they're having with whatever it might be. Same with someone who's been in an accident. Ask them to photograph, text you pictures of the car so you can immediately determine, was there really any damage here? Oh, I'm all busted up. Let me see how busted up you are. We need to save those. And again, can help you with case evaluation, case management, all sorts of stuff. Linking to data, like I said, updating calendars, letting them know when new court dates are so they can put them on their calendar. It lets you engage your clients also with tasks, hold them to account, and easily reach out and touch them. It is beautiful to be able to share information, get information, and let clients know that you care. Now, it's got to be managed the right way. It's got to be handled the correct way from the beginning and always, or it will get out of control. And replacing messages to staff and messages to your voicemail from your clients is a beautiful thing. That way you don't have 20 voicemails that you've got to listen to. or that you've got to read long, lengthy, rambling things. And if you use a messaging service like I do, an answering service like I do, it also costs you a lot of money. It also takes a lot of your staff time. If they're sitting there taking voicemails, annoying clients, or calling, and they're not getting an answer that you could immediately deliver with a quick text or potentially a quick phone call. It helps take your staff out of it. Now, right away, this is what I do. I establish control to not allow abuse. I immediately tell my clients, do not call the office. If you call the office, you're going to have to go through a staff person or voicemail. It's going to get filtered, and I may get it when I get back from court. Who knows how long I will be there. I use court as an excuse all the time to try to push people into the right behavior. That is, let me know what's going on. Let me know what you need. I'll deal with it. And typically, you guys know that if you can nip a problem in the bud, if you can get a client what it is they want, immediately you take care of that and you don't have 20 messages from the same person. And in fact, they can't then blame your staff for not telling you what it is they really needed. So right away, establish control and don't allow abuse. Say when you need something, don't call the office, text me. And typically, what you're going to get is, when's my next court date? Did you get the information in? When am I going to get this? Whatever it might be, immediately answer it or as quickly as you can, or let them know. You will call them later that you are tied up. And again, don't allow that to be abused. How do you do that? That is by setting ground rules for usage. Send me a text when you need something. Let me know when you got something. I will get back with you. Send an email when the answer is too long. You can always text them back and say, I will call you. I will send an email. Again, making sure that you respond as immediately as possible, and at the same time, making sure that you give them the information they need. Most people are happy if they know that you are tuned in to what is going on with them. Now, you can have crazy clients. And if you have crazy clients, there are other things you need to do to deal with them. One is you can simply cut them off contacting. You can send them a text and say, hey, texting's not working. We'll go back to phone calls. Let's use email, whatever it might be. Or, of course, I've talked about this in the past, firing your clients. When you realize that one client is ruining your life, it is almost never worth keeping them when they are crazy. The best thing to do is to let someone else handle that problem. Come up with a good reason that's not insulting for disengaging with them. Give them back money if you have to. Do whatever you have to do to get rid of the crazy client that you can't train. Now, using the phone. This is one where you've got a client who tells you the same thing multiple times every time you call, but you know you have to reach out to them. I'm going to do an entire training on SlyDial. In the meantime, check out SlyDial. Go to their website, read about them. It is a service that for 10 cents, you can also do it for free, but you got to put a lot more numbers in. But you can load $5 off your credit card at SlyDial, and then for 10 cents a call, they, on most cell phones, will bypass the actual phone being answered and take you directly to the voicemail on the phone. It is a beautiful way to avoid your client and simply give them the information you need to give them. You may not want to do that. Maybe every time you think you need to engage the client directly, but I'm telling you, when you've got simple information to get to a client who you know is going to tie you up telling you the same thing, the 10th time, just bypass them, go right to their voicemail, give them the information that maybe you don't have the ability to put into an email or you don't want to, and you don't have the ability, it's too long, you don't want to text it. Use SlyDial to bypass their cell phone and leave them a voicemail right on their phone. It's beautiful. I don't use it that often, but I do use it when I've got a client with a difficult situation. Maybe they are just losing control in their own lives, very difficult dealing with them. You want to bypass them and leave them a message. Slide Dial is beautiful. And like I said, I've got a training coming up on Slide Dial. Now, the transformation that we are looking for here is to avoid the complaints. I never hear from my attorney. That is the number one complaint that clients give about attorneys. I don't know what's going on in my case. Let me tell you, the beautiful thing about utilizing text messaging is you can reach right out to them and you can let them know that you're thinking about them. You can also, and we talk about this on other programs that we've done, about when you've got the client that is always complaining, always wanting an update, always just making your life miserable when you're doing everything you can do. I say over and over again, give them tasks. Make them go get medical records. Make them get you photographs of injuries, damages. Give them something to do. Typically what you find is the clients that are complaining that have nothing to do but call your office are in need of a task or tasks. Load them up, whether it's reviewing discovery, answering discovery questions, things that they could help you with. Take their medical records, bundle them up, have them review each record and comment on it directly on the page. Send them a stack of Post-it notes. Tell them that you need them to use this highlighter. You need all their notes. You need this. You need a complete chronological diary of everything that's happened since the beginning of the case. You need them to provide you with a complete rundown on this. You need them to track down witnesses' names and telephone numbers. I mean, on and on and on. I will tell you that if you will task clients who are problem children with things to do and then use text messaging to, hey, Bobby, did you get me the photographs? I really need those for your case. Hey, I'm waiting to receive the medical records back. Instead of doing all of them at once, you've sent them 500 pages, send me the first 25 pages by Wednesday and the next 25 pages by the following Monday. I mean, again, keep them busy. They will be busy doing stuff and reacting from what you give them, and they won't be calling you, complaining, making your life miserable. And they'll be helping their own case. They will be engaged. They will know you are engaged, and you will avoid the number one complaint. I never hear from my attorney. Easy for updates, and like I said, accountability. Also updating them, letting them know, hey, your next court date is so-and-so. Deposition is so-and-so. Great job today. Need you to review these records. As soon as I get the deposition transcript in, here it is. Review it in detail. I mean, again, great for updates and accountability. Your staff can always be tasked to reply. If there are things that they're requesting from you and you're out of the office, call or text your staff. Tell them to send it to the client. Let the client know, Gina is going to be sending you a copy of your deposition for your review. It's going out today. That's great. And then stop abuse right away. You stop abuse by telling the clients, training them, holding them accountable, and not letting them get out of hand. Again, that is extremely important from the beginning. If they keep calling your office and leaving you long messages, you have to call them back and say, Ralph, remember when you first hired me and I said I needed you to text me? I'm not getting the text messages from you. I can't respond until I get back from court. Would you please text me? Don't call the office. My staff doesn't know what you're talking about. All that. Also, train your staff to, when the client calls, did you text Tom about that? No, I thought I'd call you. You know, Tom really, really likes you. To text him, he can call you back when he gets a break in court. I don't know what's going on. He does. Would you text him? Again, you can do this. Your staff can do this. And again, encourage your staff to text you also. And you probably do that already. You're probably comfortable there, but getting comfortable with clients texting you, and it's going to come down to your ability to stop abuse, to train them, and to make sure that they follow the guidelines you set down. I'm telling you, it has made my life so much easier. It has saved me hundreds of dollars a month in my answering service, thousands of dollars probably a month with my staff. And of course, it saved me so much time. I hear directly from the client, I respond directly, and they're happy. They're happy. They know their attorney cares. You can set up a schedule every week. Hey, before Wednesday, all these clients, I'm going to text them with something to do, with some kind of update, something to let them know what's going on, wishing them a happy birthday, whatever it might be. Anything you reach out and do to the client, for the client, they will appreciate. Because the number one complaint is, I never hear from my attorney. Texting gives you a way to deal with that, solve that issue, and be the best attorney they have ever had. Hey, we're available to help you train your team to perfection. Our goal is to 10x your performance. You need any help from us, you can call us. Hey, how about texting? You can text or call me, 910-262-7401. God bless. All the best from everyone at masteringlaw.com.